Barbados would have to be a Christian nation. Because we take a hard slap in the face and don't hit back. And in that we lack confidence or common sense. It's just that we content to complain and contain our discontent until the weekend when we can release the stress in the rum shop in front of the TV or at the discotheque and disconnect from certain disturbing realities. Like the frailty of local land ownership and the ease of availability to foreign realty. But really, our inability to access property stems from us not properly assessing the situation and not asking ourselves the right questions. So it's time we put away the poor great pretense and just admit that enough of the things we accept in this country don't make no sense. Like, how come prophets, pastors, and preachers can prophesy natural disasters that don't ever happen and don't get charged for fraud? Well, at the very least, I feel they should get charged for misrepresenting God. And I would like to see a commission of inquiry into all of these commissions of inquiry. This is my query. Have any of them ever found anything substantial enough to justify spending all that money? And you know it's funny. We so concerned about Guyanese and setting immigration limits. Anybody ever wonder how all the Chinese workers get in the work permits? And if they were to settle here and have children, we would embrace them as Chinese Bajan. Well, how come it's so hard for so many black Bajans to understand that they're Bajan and African? And if these fields and hills beyond recall are no longer our very own because we sell them out and no longer own them, will we then have to change the words of the national anthem? Or is it like was said in that song by Calypso King Adrian, any and everybody is a Bajan? I don't know. I just asking questions. Because sometimes it seems that we don't learn that quick. It's like we psychotic and we keep falling for the same old tricks. Well, hard dares you won't hear, you must take your licks. Check it. A poor man would get jail time for thieving a brown mint. A lawyer could carry thousands of dollars of his client money and don't do a stint. The judge would just give you a slap on the wrist and a little wink. Well, it's me that crazy or the magistrate that want to shrink? And if this is justice, then it's me that will have to be blind. Because it seems that justice does get joke here the higher up in society you climb. And I find that oftentimes it's the size of your bank account that decides whether or not you are held accountable. And money can make a molehill out of a mountain the average Bajan would find insurmountable. And in the eyes of some people, you don't amount to nothing unless you amass a large stash of cash and things material. Capital is Lord and King of this system, and capital got some loyal sons and daughters who will do anything to get some, even some whose paychecks are already very handsome. Yeah, you ain't hear the Prime Minister making claims of millions stashed in foreign bank accounts, but you feel we can ever hear names, or them just blowing smoke where there are no flames? It seems like playing political games is the major role of the politician. The new game is called Let's Guess If There Will Ever Be Integrity Legislation. But the opposition playing a game too. Their game is called Let's Pretend the last 3 terms of government don't got nothing to do with what the country is currently going through. Man, sometimes when these politicians talk, I just turn from Adrian Green till Adrian Vex till he blue. But I realize we like it. I realize we don't mind how this political game is played. That's why so many of we was walking up on the back of trucks of election motorcades and rushing to pastures for the campaign cavalcades. And I still need a hearing aid from all the hollering and yelling off the campaign podium. Not a modicum of decency some of the candidates showed. And these are the same people who will criticize the young people when they see them carrying on the road. I want to know, how do you get so? I tell them from the get-go, they had bad examples. Just listen to Parliament on the radio if you really want a sample. We've had ample time to get our act together. I keep wondering when things gonna run hot and the streets gonna get redder. But my brother, my sister, them done got we figured out. Them know we can keep noise for a little while and then quickly fizzle out. So let me act now, while it's still a drizzle out. Or we waiting for a torrential downpour of bad ways to wash away the ashe and cause a spiritual drought. And when you look and hear the shout, there can be flash floods of panic. Because we didn't do like Pong and get panic. So now we like Contour, Offset, and in a tizzy. Because we was psychotic. And we kept falling for the same old tricks. Well, hard dares you won't hear, you must take your licks. We ain't far behind we neighbors, Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad. We're enough blood spilling. But we like a woman home watching Days of Our Lives when all around she the house burning. But we ain't willing to get up and pay attention. We would rather ease the pain and tension with parties and celebrations. A nation of soca junkies with a fetting addiction, lovers of fantasies and friction. We like our artists to dance and smile and don't cause no friction. But if you're an artist that's really, really keep it real, you set yourself up to fail. They would like you to have a big bumper. If you're a woman, be a gangster or clown if you're a male. But if you're a real roots artist, you don't get a blight from a fella. Like you will go overseas, get discovered, and when you come back, they will give you a house, car, land, and even an umbrella. Ella. I tell you, in this nation of blue, black, and yellow, we raising an entire generation on musical junk food, a strict diet of jam and wine. It's no wonder then we will find the children can't concentrate but great at rolling their behinds. And some blame the DJs, but I ain't going down that road. DJs are just employees. What about the radio station managers and the CEOs? But we like to hit at the small man, like thugs sitting on blocks outdoors, but they got enough thugs sitting around tables of corporate boards, big shots who can do a lot but will not, but their vision is firmly locked on the profit margin. If we was really serious, there would be boycotts, products would rot on the shelves, and we would be marching. When we hear about irresponsible business practices like price gouging, but we lounging, cause we like it, we psychotic, and we falling for the same old tricks. Hard dares when I went here, you must check your legs. I used to think that the plan was to make me feel like I'm going insane, but now I understand them systems, so please allow me to explain. You see, it all boils down to pleasure and pain. If they can't make money off of your pleasure, they will use your suffering for financial gain. So doctors don't make money off of health, they make money off of disease. And the same thing goes for the police. They make money off of crime, not off of peace. So the crime rate will always climb and crime will never cease. And it seems like we just keep producing better burglars and thieves. And I used to believe that the medical profession was designed to make me better. But then I realized that if I exercise, eat right, keep myself healthy, why do I need a doctor for? And if I do get sick, how come I gotta spend $80 for a 5-minute visit? For the doctor to look in my mouth and prescribe antibiotics, I would have to be psychotic. To keep falling for that same old trick. Well, hard dares you won't hear, you must take your licks, and the police supposed to serve and protect. But a lot of people are wondering if that's really true. After the strange circumstances surrounding the death of Ayakobi Maloney, they're wondering to serve and protect who? They tell me that I'm cynical. They would like me to be more whimsical. They say my lyrics too harsh. They would prefer them to be more flimsical. They call me miserable, angry, and cross. Like they want me get up on stage and walk up and holler, yes, 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 boss. But if they think that I ain't singing nothing, think again, thought loss. A friend tell me, Adrian, you can't drop it so raw. I say, how come? He said, well, because you ain't got a lot of money, nor no bigger friends to protect you from the long arm of the law. I said, sure. You mean I gotta fear doctors, politicians, and the police? My friend, he's a Rasta man. He tell me, Selassie, you don't know Babylon is the beast. I tell him, nah, Ras, not all of them so sick. They got enough good, righteous ones out there, but they need to stand up and speak out quick, because we ain't psychotic to keep falling for the same old tricks. Hard dares you won't hear, you must take your licks.